No Harry Potter movie is
And
good.
you're like, give me the Snyder Cut. Oh, sorry, just walk in front of you here. Gonna put my popcorn down. Oh, sorry, gotta put this here.
Universal needs to sue Sony.
Hey, I'm an idiot. I was fired from Fox. Let me go.
I'd like actually to see Venom just crush Spider-Man.
Hello everyone. So, oops, camera, bad. Okay, cool. I'm back today and I'm not going to be alone for long because it is only a matter of time before I am joined by my legendary co-host who is normally here and has, kind of vanished for a few episodes and now is back. And when he calls me, and this is the first time I've ever done this, where I'm going to try to add someone into the episode while they are like while I'm recording. So it'll be interesting to see if this actually works or if it fails miserably. But of course, if it works, it'll be glorious. So we are going to do a little bit of an Oscars recap. We're also going to chat a little bit about the kind of just what we watched and some other fun stuff going on in Hollywood. And I don't have much else. That was the intro. I was really, really hoping that he would have hopped on by now so that, I don't have to struggle like this. But unfortunately, as we're still waiting for him to hop on, I must continue to stall. And yes, I know I already did an Oscar video, but this one will be different because in this one you're going to get logical analysis and I'm going to be, talking to someone and not just to myself, which provides for very great conversation typically. I find that talking to myself kind of gets boring for me very quickly, which is why, again, presumably whenever he joins, we will begin that whole thing and that'll be fun. So, yeah. That's, I guess, while I wait, oops, that was very echoey. I hope it doesn't actually echo because that'll suck. But I guess while we wait for Alon to join us, I should just remind everyone who's watching and listening to this to like, subscribe, and comment because that's very helpful. And then you can get all of the up-to-date stuff, and we're going to do a bunch of cool stuff as usual. And you don't want to miss any of that because it's all awesome and fun and so you should do all that, like, subscribe, and stuff that everyone tells you to do. I'm going to say the word stuff like 700 times more, and I swear it's intentional. But yeah, I really don't have much else to talk about. You know what I didn't talk about? I don't think I talked about. I didn't talk about that Ariel trailer, or the Little Mermaid trailer when I did the initial Oscars kind of thing. And oh my god, was that not one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen? Like, if I was not excited for that movie before, which I absolutely was, I am even more excited now, if that's even possible. Like, that movie is going to be so awesome. It's going to be the most exciting. It's the most excited I've been for a Disney live-action remake since, The Lion King in 2019. And before that, Aladdin. And before that, Beauty and the Beast. So, basically every Disney live-action remake since The Lion King in 2019. Because then you had Pinocchio and Mulan. I feel like I talked about this already, actually. Maybe I'm just being derivative, but unfortunately, I am told to wait. And now, after a long wait and 4 minutes of me rambling and doing an introduction, I am joined by my legendary co-host who has been
Ooh, I wouldn't say legendary. That's a reach.
You're right. You've kind of lost your legendary status, especially recently. I don't know. You've been a little bit not here. And I'm sure everyone's been missing you because I've recorded 2 podcast episodes where you've not been here. And it has been interesting, to say the least. But now you're back.
Well, I'm back.
At least for now. Who knows how long this is going to last, so...
Yeah.
We got to take advantage of it. So how are you doing? How has everything been? I mean, I've talked to you, but
I'm good.
these people
man.
don't know anything about what you're doing. So
I'm good. I'm good. University's been kicking my ass.
Welcome to the club.
Life's good. March Madness is starting soon.
Yeah, you
Roll
you
Tide.
ready?
We're
You
going
ready
all the
for
way
you
this
ready for
year.
Alabama to get knocked out in the
We're
first
going all the way this
knocked out
year.
round
No, no,
one?
no. We going all the way. Houston ain't got shit. Purdue ain't got shit. Bama going all the way this year. We're winning it all. We're cutting down the nets.
Yep.
This is our
You
year.
ready? You ready for first round upset?
This is Bama's year.
Yeah, no. But you can think that. I'm very happy if you think that.
I know. I know it. We have the best freshman in the
Yeah, it's
country.
unfortunately not going to get you past the round of 64.
We have a great team as well, just
Yeah.
overall.
So, well, Alabama loses in the first round. We have Oscars to talk about, and then we'll do some other of our usual stuff.
Yeah.
So I did a little rambly thing yesterday after the Oscars, where I kind of just said Angela Bassett got snubbed 500 times for 18 minutes, and then I ended it. What did you think? I know what you thought, but these people don't know what you thought. So what did you think of the Oscars? Because of the show.
Think of what? Well, you
What did
cut
you think
off
of the
there.
Oscars as a show?
It was pretty fun. I liked the part where they brought out the bear from Cocaine Bear. I guess it was pretty funny. Obviously some emotional nights, some emotional speeches, especially like by Brendan Fraser, who made like a
Canadian
massive
legend.
comeback. Um, yeah. So far, it was overall pretty good. I liked it, except for Jimmy Fallon.
He's
I
not
don't-
funny.
I
He's
kinda
not
like- He's
funny.
not funny. He's just not funny. Like, why did they let him host the Oscars? They should do
Like someone
else.
who's actually got a sense of humor.
Thank God no one got slapped on stage.
Hey, no. He
Um,
made the jokes about the slap were just over the top and boring as hell.
No, they were so good. I like that was like the only good.
What do you-
good comedy
nah,
when
that's-
he,
Nah,
like,
the slap
slapped.
was all those jokes he made about the slap were so boring and like overused. Like after the
No, they were
first
pretty
one,
good.
it was
That's
like,
funny.
oh, just shut the fuck up, man.
But we will talk about this. I feel like some people.
Yeah,
got
Angela
robbed.
Bassett.
And what was that? Support? I don't think Jamie Lee
No,
Curtis deserved.
Angela Bassett
supporting
deserved it,
actor.
and she was robbed by those stupid Academy voters.
Hold on, let's see. Who were the nominees yesterday? Best supporting act. Oh no, Carrie Condon from the Banshees
That
of
movie
Inisherin
sucked.
should have won. No, it didn't. She was
The
the
Banshees
best
of
one of them
Inisherin
all.
was a god awful movie, and I'm glad it didn't win a single award.
No, I actually got to watch.
Yeah, I
it a few
watched it
days
too.
ago.
I ranted about it on this very podcast.
It was great.
garbage.
It was amazing. It shocked me that it
No, it
won
was
nothing.
so bad. I don't give a shit about a guy who wants to cut off his fingers.
But then you praise a movie where they have sausages for fingers.
No, very different, very different. One was like the central plot of the movie, one was like
Uh-huh.
a special effect. I don't know why you're complaining. Your movie did
Mhm.
well, so you could just.
All Quiet, we did great, but could have done better.
Not really. You did as well as you could have possibly done. You didn't get any acting nominations, so what were you supposed to do?
Yeah, I feel like the main actors actually got kind of robbed.
Now,
from
the one thing we
nominations.
can conclude here, though, is that Black Panther is actually a better movie than the Batman, because it has more
No, it's
Oscars
not.
than the Batman, and the way it works is if you have more Oscars, that means you're a better movie.
So, let me ask you this: who's the best Spider-Man?
I mean, none of the Spider movies have won an Oscar, so.
No. I'm talking about the
No, I'm
actor.
saying the movie itself.
who's-
You can't
who-
talk about this in terms of actors. No.
No. I'm going by. I'm talking about Oscars. So, by your logic, Andrew Garfield's the best Spider-Man because he had the most
Is he-
success
is
at
he
the
the-
Oscars.
is he the
has
best
the most
Spider-Man?
nominations at all.
Is he the best Spider-Man?
I mean, he's
Is he
the best actor.
Spider-Man?
He's the
No,
best
is he
actor.
the best
of all.
Spider-Man?
I mean, Toby's
But-
the best one. Toby's the best Spider-Man, but
Does Tobey
out of
have
the three,
any
he's the best
Oscars?
actor. I mean, Garfield has
So then
the
that means
most,
that
and
that means
that's
that
sick.
Amazing
He
Spider-Man 2
deserves-
is the best Spider-Man movie ever made.
No, it means Toby's the best Spider-Man, but out of the three, Andrew Garfield's just the
Right.
better actor.
So Andrew Garfield is the best actor who played Spider-Man, and
So by that logic, wouldn't that make Andrew Garfield kind
I
of
don't
the
know.
better Spider-Man?
Is Amazing Spider-Man 2 better than any movie made by any other Spider-Man? The answer is no.
I mean, I'm just going
My
off your
logic is
logic.
just that the movie itself wins the Oscars.
Besides, we have to take into consideration Batman got hella robbed from
Yeah, Black
a
Panther
lot
got
of
robbed from one
categories.
category or two categories as well, so it's okay. The other two it was
ones?
nominated for that didn't win. Costume design and actress.
Who won costume design?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's the default answer now. It didn't deserve it over Black Panther. Black Panther costume design was unreal. Or no, sorry, it was makeup and hairstyling, and it was the whale.
Makeup and hairstyling should have gone to Batman.
It went to the whale.
That should have gone to Batman. If you make Colin Farrell look unrecognizable, you deserve a fucking Oscar for that. If you make Robert Pattinson look like an emo kid, you deserve a fucking Oscar.
You say that
for
like Twilight wasn't Robert Pattinson as an emo kid, right?
No, but this is grown-up Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, but it's
in
not
a
the
Batman
bar
suit,
is
but
not
I'm
that
saying,
high for emo kid.
If you make Colin Farrell look totally
I mean,
unrecognizable to a point where the general audience was shocked that it was Colin Farrell, you deserve an Oscar for that.
They did the same thing with the whale.
With
Brendan Fraser.
But you know it's Brendan Fraser.
You know it's Colin Farrell.
Him. I mean, sure, the prosthetics look good. No, you don't.
I knew it was.
For
I knew
the
it was
average
Colin
viewer,
Farrell.
they don't know what it's because we looked at the cast. What about the average viewer?
I mean, would anyone know who? Would the average viewer even know who, either of them are to begin with?
Probably. Colin Farrell's he's been nominated for plenty of Oscars. I think he's won as well.
A lot of people have been nominated for Oscars. Doesn't mean people know who they are.
But Colin Farrell does it consistently. He's also one of the biggest names in Hollywood today.
I don't know. This seems a little bit suspect.
He's one of the most talented actors in
Hollywood. On what metric, though? On the metric of you, or on the metric of like?
On the metric of the fact that his performances time after time have been consistently great for almost every movie he does. According to the Oscars.
Also, so now the awards, the thing you just said can't dictate how good a movie is, dictates how good Colin Farrell is.
I never said that.
But you did. You literally just said that. You said the award shows dictate how good of an actor he is.
Yeah, so that makes Colin Farrell a more recognizable, better name than Brendan Fraser because of all the Oscar nominations and wins that Colin Farrell has.
So that he's a better actor than... Colin Farrell's a better actor than Brendan Fraser is what you're saying, right?
100%.
But I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is the average viewer doesn't know the difference between... doesn't know who either of them are, regardless of how good of the acting they are.
No, the average viewer is more likely to know who Colin Farrell
more likely,
is
but
than Brendan Fraser.
So let's look at it. If you're saying more likely, okay? So maybe it's like 2% chance they know who Brendan Fraser is, and there's like a 5% chance they know who Colin Farrell is. They're more likely to know who Colin Farrell is. Both percentages are very, very low.
I don't think so. I wouldn't say so. I think a lot of people know who Colin Farrell is.
I think more people knew who Brendan Fraser was from The Whale itself than Colin... Wait, no. Wait, I don't even know what I don't even know this helps the argument.
Regardless, Batman got robbed from makeup and hairstyling because of the fact that they made Colin Farrell look totally unrecognizable.
But again, I mean, you can argue that one could argue they did that to Tom Hanks and Elvis didn't win it either.
No, you know that's Tom Hanks, and when it's Colin Farrell on the screen, you have no clue that's him. You can see Tom Hanks. You can't see Colin Farrell in Batman.
I think you're using a lot of assumptions, which I don't know if they're actually true, but
I'm not. There's literally a massive difference between the Penguin and Colin Farrell and their looks.
But I'm saying I think you're using a very big assumption, which is that people won't that you're using the way that it's decided is the difference. You're saying the difference. If I walked down the street and said, "Who is the Penguin in the Batman?" You're probably gonna get no one knowing who the fuck Colin Farrell is.
That's why the special effect, the prosthetics and makeup and artists is so amazing for Batman because they made him unrecognizable.
But on the other hand, if I go and I say, hold on, I need to just fact check something before I say something. If I say who was
Bruh. Hey, audience, look at this. Whoever in the audience. Whomst. Oh, wait, my brightness is too high. Whomstever is in the audience. Come on, man. You can't. There's so much of a difference.
But if I said, okay,
between
who
the
was
two.
David in The Lobster? No one's going to know it's Colin Farrell.
but we're not. I'm talking about prosthetic. I'm talking about the
But
whale
I'm saying
and
an
Batman.
actor,
I'm not talking
people
about the
recognizing an
lobster. I'm
actor
not talking
doesn't
about the
make it
lobster.
necessarily a good makeup job.
But we're not talking about the actor. We're talking about the people who did the makeup. I think that they deserve the
Also, can
Oscar
you really complain if
for
a
Batman.
Canadian ended up winning? Like, because a Canadian was on that whale team, and therefore the Canadians won an Oscar. So I don't even know if you can really argue against
I
that.
can't complain. I can't
Exactly.
complain, but I have to be as object. I can't. I have to be as
you're
objective as I can, as unbiased as I
you're
can.
never unbiased or objective. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to be unbiased because I like Colin Farrell as well. He's one of my favorite
And
actors
you're
in
saying he
Hollywood.
should have, and the people who did his makeup and hairstyling should have won. Therefore, you're not being unbiased. You're being biased.
Of course, they should have won.
I'm
Of course, they
biased for
should have won. From an
Canadians.
objective
I'm
standpoint,
biased for Canadians, and if Canadians win,
from an
I'm
objective
happy.
standpoint, from an objective standpoint, it should have been the Batman's makeup team.
Well, you know what they should do for the Oscars? They should release like the tallies of the vote numbers so we can see how close some of these were. You know, like what they do for
Yeah.
MVP voting and stuff like that in sports, because that would be really
Yeah.
interesting to see how close some of these like things were and how many like how some of these that could have been flipped by like a few people changing their mind, like because like it'd be interesting to see who was the runner up for some of these categories, right? Who were the third and fourth place people, right? Like did the Batman get any votes? Because like it'd be funny if like the Batman got no votes, right?
I'll give you an example. Remember when you, me, and Connor went to watch Batman? You can say Connor's the average
No.
movie watcher, right?
No.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Nope.
He's the average movie watcher.
Nope.
He has a pretty good amount of knowledge on
He's
it.
not the average person.
And-
He's
yeah,
a
he does, he
fan.
does. He's a fan. Let's say he's a fan. And I literally told him like, Penguin was Colin Farrell. He's like, what? That was Colin
But I'm saying that-
Farrell?
He may not know who Colin Farrell is. That's like not a
He obviously knew because Colin Farrell is one of the most accomplished
okay. You're
actors
using all
in
these
Hollywood.
superlatives which
And
don't
should've
actually
won-
match
and
the
should've
guy
won
named
Best Actor.
Colin Farrell. But okay,
And should have won Best Actor last night.
for what, the finger cutting off movie?
Yeah, for his great performance on the multiplicity of great
Oh my God, you gotta
performances
be
he
joking.
has.
You know when you're rooting for this banshees of garbage.
Yeah, it was a
so
great
awful.
movie.
No, it was so
It was
awful.
great.
Oh my God, I don't even understand how you
It
could be
was-
possible.
Can we talk about how
Got
Elvis
snubbed as well. Yeah.
didn't win like, for a lot? How Top Gun Maverick barely won for some reason, except for sound.
It won 2 categories, I think.
Was it? I think it
I
was
thought
just
it won,
sound. I don't know.
Something else, some other technical category at the bottom.
Visual effects went to Avatar.
Yeah, as much as
obviously.
rooting against that, obviously that was not going to be different. I have the list right here, so I can pull it up. Or I had the list right here at least. Here we go. Oscars 2023 winners. Yeah, I mean, it won. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it wasn't just sound. That's what
Best
I remember.
sound.
I mean, that makes sense. And when you're in a movie theater watching Top Gun Maverick, you literally.
It's the
feel
only
it.
movie where you can argue sound. You know what I'm surprised though, because like I was thinking about this during the actual ceremony, and I was like, oh, this is obviously like, because I was, I'd be like, I guess like not live making my prediction, but like live saying, oh, this is the one, like that should probably win this thing, right? Like just while I was watching it, and it was so weird to me that Top Gun didn't get nominated for cinematography. At least I don't think it did.
No, I don't know.
And I might be.
I mean, All Quiet on the Western Front 100% deserved to win cinematography, but Top
I don't
Gun
remember if
deserved
it
the
got
nod.
nominated or not now. It didn't get nominated. It was All Quiet, Elvis,
Huh.
Empire of Light, Tar, and Bardo. But like, how does it not get nominated? That's weird, right?
I don't know. Should have at least gotten a nomination. All Quiet on the Western Front was gonna run away with cinematography easily, but Top Gun should have at least gotten the
Also, Top Gun
acknowledgement.
should have won Best Editing. I'm sorry, but it deserved Best Editing. Because again,
Dude, Batman. Batman should have been nominated for best editing. Remember that one scene where Bruce Wayne's like rushing back home when the bomb's about to go off, and they did like a mind fuck around with the editing? That should have easily gotten Batman a nomination.
I don't know if we can really like. I mean, I'm not rooting for the Batman to get any nominations, but
Why are you hating on the greatest superhero movie of 2022?
good thing you said 2022 because other than that, had some major issues. I just don't think it. Like, I just think it was. This is the thing though. The reality is, if you look at the Oscars, right? Only a few movies ever get nominated for major awards that are that come out early in the year, right? It's only one movie. This year it was Everything Everywhere All at Once. The Batman came out early in the year, but it wasn't getting nominated for major things, right? Because people kind of forget about some of these movies and how good they were toward the end of the year. There's always that one movie from the beginning of the year that kind of sticks in people's minds, right? Get Out a few years ago was that movie, right? Because it came out in February. It was in people's minds the entire year, right? Black Panther, obviously, the first one was in people's minds when it came out that year, right? And it's kind of, there's always those movies, but it's always one and nothing else. Everything else gets forgotten about. And I think...
I mean, the Batman's still talking
No,
about
I'm saying
today,
like in
I'd
terms of
say.
the Academy and winning awards and stuff, it's always the one early in the year movie, and unfortunately for the Batman, it was this year, it was Everything Everywhere All at Once, so Batman kind of got left out for a bunch of the nominations. And even Elvis, I think... Well, I think
Better
Elvis
Academy.
even, kind of got affected by that because Elvis came out early in the year too, right? And that didn't win anything, which was, again, I was surprised and kind of disappointed by because it was such an awesome movie. But then again, I also understand. Do you think there's a fatigue around, like, because you think about it, like, you had Rocket Man, you had obviously Bohemian Rhapsody, and now you got Elvis. Like, do you think there's like maybe a fatigue toward these kind of movies and like giving these lead actors?
No, keep him.
Well, like giving these lead actors because I think the biggest thing Elvis probably had the best shot of winning was the Austin Butler Best Actor, right? And I think, do you think they're kind of tired of giving these guys who, like Rami Malek, obviously, who won for Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously, my God, what's his name? Taron Egerton, who got nominated for Rocket Man, and then obviously Austin Butler got nominated for Elvis. Like, do you think there's kind of that fatigue of like giving the same kind, like actor does the same kind of thing, than the win for like multiple years?
Not necessarily fatigue. They were just better for performances.
Because I think he was a close second to Brendan Fraser for Best Actor. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if he won it.
The guy who played in After Sun, I don't remember his name. Dude, that guy was on a different planet in that film. So
Wait, like he
it
was
was
literally on a
just
different planet, or
better
like he was just so good he was like on a different planet?
No, like his performance in that film from After Sun. I don't remember his name. Some English dude. I watched the movie. His performance was on another level. So it was just a matter of better performances than Elvis. Paul Mescal, yeah, he was just amazingly over the
Yeah, I
stars in
didn't
that
watch
film.
it, so I don't know. So I can't really comment on that one, but
It was a really deep. It was like a really deep roster this year.
Okay, so this is the thing though. I don't think the ancillary movies around this were that good, and what I mean by that is like the main categories were fine, whatever. But I feel like a lot of the technical categories just were not as strong as they normally are. It felt like there's a lot of weakness in some of these technical categories, to the point where I don't know if I told you the stat that was kind of going around yesterday, but so Everything Everywhere All at Once obviously won Best Picture, right? It is the first Best Picture winner since Slumdog Millionaire in 2008 to win. Like, it has the most kind of Oscar wins, including Best Picture, since 2008. So, like, of all the Best Picture winners, has the most other Oscar wins since 2008 with Slumdog Millionaire, where Slumdog Millionaire had 8, and Everything Everywhere All at Once had 7. So, like, it shows kind of, I guess, because I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was a great movie, and I loved it, personally. But I think it was kind of benefited by the fact that there weren't that many great nominations. Like, you think there weren't, like, visual effects was not really a clash. Like, did anyone think Avatar wasn't going to win visual effects?
It was easily going to win. God forbid
I
it
mean, it
didn't
would be the
win.
greatest moment of my life, but it wasn't gonna win. It wasn't gonna lose that, but and even you think like what I mean, like those kind of movies around it were kind of like even anime features, like okay, it's gonna be Pinocchio. There's no real like competition there. There's no real competition in a lot of these like smaller categories, and I think that kind of hurt the overall enjoyment of it. The Oscar viewership was well up though, from
Really, it
which
jumped up
is crazy
12%.
because you think about the downward spiral, and I think that probably has to do with Top Gun Maverick and Avatar being nominated for Best Picture, and Everything Everywhere All at Once, but also being a very popular movie, right? And all three of those being Best Picture nominees, and one of those, of course, winning it. So I think that was definitely a part of that, which it's not like because a lot of over the last few years at least, there have been a lot more of those popular movies get nominated, as was intended, with the like 7,000 slots of Best Picture nominees. And I think it actually finally worked when you have two of the highest grossing movies, the two highest grossing movies of the year, and arguably the greatest, like one of the highest grossing movies ever, nominated for Best Picture.
I think it's already third. Avatar 2, I think it's already third place up there.
Behind, I think it's past Titanic. So yeah.
It's
Endgame and
obviously behind
Avatar.
the first Avatar, but yeah,
Endgame, Avatar are the two it's behind.
that's crazy.
It's so overrated.
Michelle Yeoh winning Best
Oh,
Actress. What do you think
I
of
mean, I
that?
predicted Kate Blanchett because I didn't think they were going to give it to her, but
Should've
Michelle Yeoh
won.
deserved it. I'm not angry about that shit.
Kate Blanchett should have won, dude.
Nah.
She should have won that. Her as Lydia
See, this
Tarr
thing
was
though, I think
insane.
this was another category. It's like I would not have been like furious if either of them won because they both were great, and I think it was more of a
Yeah.
it was more of a case of like, okay, they're both great. Now they got to choose one to win, right? Like I think the only one where I'm like the only nomination I think or the only award I'm like really pissed off about the result of was Best Supporting Actress, because that should have been Angela Bassett's award. No, Angela Bassett.
Condon.
Obviously, it should have been her award.
It should have been Carrie Condon. She was the best.
No,
one
but you know
of,
the
of
difference.
the,
Can I tell
of
you the
them all.
difference with Angela Bassett versus everyone else? Angela Bassett was in a movie. Hold on. Let me finish my point here. Though. Angela Bassett was in a movie where there was no good acting around her, and she was the only one who was able. She basically carried every single scene she was in because she was the only one who could actually give performances that were compelling. Like.
Because it's Marvel, of course. There's no good acting around her.
The best actor they had in the series is, or the two best actors, one is dead and the other one is dead in the movie, right? Because obviously,
well, it's Marvel. Then she's never gonna have good actors.
Well, no,
around
I mean,
her.
if you had, I think it'd be different if you had Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman in the movie, right? Because they're both awesome actors, right? And you've got different levels than having like. These other people who, Winston Duke's a pretty good actor. Lupita Nyong'o's barely in the movie. And so, you're looking at a bunch of like actors and actresses who just aren't that awesome. And then she's just there and she's just awesome. And it's like, you have to give that kind of some reward, right? For just being so good in a movie where you can argue everything was stacked against her. I don't know. I think that was such a robbery. But
yeah, for Carrie Condon, it was a robbery.
Carrie Condon, a person who had no chance of winning, and was in a shitty movie where she was probably the worst actor in it.
It wasn't a shitty movie. It was great. Dude, all the four main characters got nominated for acting roles, so it should tell you something about it.
It means the Academy is...
knows what it's doing because Brendan Gleeson was great, Colin Farrell was great, Barry Keoghan was great, and so was Carrie Condon.
I don't know. I don't think the Academy is a good judge of anything.
What about the Best Picture? What about the Best
Oh
Picture?
yeah, no, I'm
winner?
down
What do
for
you think
Everything
of
Everywhere All
that?
at Once winning. That deserved it. It was the best movie of the year. Like, best done movie of the year.
It's not.
Hey, you're in the mind.
We all know Top Gun Maverick and All Quiet on the Western Front and The Batman were the best
Well, Batman
movies
wasn't
of the year.
nominated, so...
Well, we all know it was up there. For some reason, the Academy didn't want to recognize it.
I don't know. I would be I'm pro Everything Everywhere All at Once, so I can't even. I'm not complaining about any of its wins.
I saw a lot of comments.
I saw a lot of comments online, and some of my friends saying they didn't enjoy everything
I
everywhere
think
all at
what
once.
happens is when you win, then all the hate comes because it's popular.
No, it's not that
No,
they
I'm
watched it
saying
before.
but the reason these comments all started coming after it won is because once something wins and is popular, that's when everyone starts to start hating on it to give their own opinions credence, right? Like, oh, I didn't like this, I'm doing the uncool thing, right? Because like, see, the thing about that movie was at the beginning, those people who loved it when it first came out were in the minority. It wasn't a cool thing necessarily to love that movie, right? Now it's like become very popular, and now the cool thing is to like the normal thing is to love it, and so everyone now wants to hate on it. Everyone has to say, I don't understand why this movie is so good, even though those same people were saying this movie is awesome in like March or whenever the hell it came out. I think there's a lot of internet hypocrisy going on, and that is my theory on that one.
All I know is that All Quiet on the Western
Yeah.
Front should have won
Well,
Best Picture.
you can have that opinion,
But-
but at the end of the day, just like how Patrick Mahomes has won the Super Bowl and everything everyone wants won that
Don't start
and
with
everything
football.
all
I
at
swear
once
to God.
is the fucking Best Picture winner. It doesn't matter what you think or what you agree with. The matters is the truth, and at the end of the day, the truth is those two things both happened.
But however, I just want to say congrats to All Quiet on the Western Front for being a Netflix movie and in German
Oh,
and
yeah.
French and for winning 4
Imagine
categories
having a
at the
Netflix
Oscars.
movie not in English do well in an awards ceremony. That's never happened before.
Pretty impressive.
You are
Pretty
so. There's no way you're saying this with a straight face.
Where the main character was performing in his first movie.
There's no way you're doing this with a straight face. You're not doing this
But-
with a straight. There's no way, right?
It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
Bro,
One of the best war movies of all time.
bro, Roma literally did that exact thing. It won a bunch of categories.
All
It
Quiet's
was
better.
not in English.
All Quiet's better.
The main actress was performing in her first movie. Like, it's literally the same thing.
All Quiet's
So I don't
better.
want to hear that garbage
All
when I
Quiet's
know for a
better.
fact when Roma was nominated,
Quiet's better.
you didn't say
All Quiet.
anything about it.
Western Front's better.
Did you say
Western Front's
you
better.
didn't congratulate
It's
Roma at
simple.
all when it was nominated and when it was doing all that stuff it did?
Western Front's better.
Why?
Western
Because it's a
Front's still
stock
better.
war movie where you just take stock footage, you just put it on top of characters.
No, it's one of the best
You
war
can't
movies
tell the
ever
difference
made,
between
and
the
it tells
war
the story.
movies.
No, you can't actually. This movie actually depicts how absolutely atrocious war
So
is,
tell me
and
there's
that's the main theme
bombs,
of it.
guns, and violence. Damn,
Yeah,
I didn't know
because it
war was like
shows
that.
how horrible wars are. If you actually watch it, you'd understand
You're
why
well aware
war,
I'd never-
how
You are
atrocious
aware
war
I'm
is.
not gonna watch it, right?
Dude, the main character literally goes from being the happiest little kid from Germany to being the most depressed fucker in the entire movie.
Oh, in terms
From
from
like,
Germany gets sad.
eh,
Oh no,
like you gotta
I
watch
don't
it
know.
to
I think this
understand.
sounds a lot like Jojo Rabbit.
No, Jojo Rabbit doesn't even compare to
You're right,
All
it's so
Quiet
much
on the
better.
Western Front. It's not at all. It's one of the best war
You're right.
movies
Jojo
ever
Rabbit
made,
is
in
one
my
of the best war
opinion.
movies ever made.
No, All Quiet. I mean, obviously, Western Front was gonna win foreign film. That wasn't a surprise to me
I
because
don't
come
know.
on, like
Argentina is
Argentina
kind of getting
25.
there. Kind of getting there.
no, it was
I don't know. It's
not.
kind of.
Absolutely not. It was easily gonna win. EO from Poland was not gonna win. That one movie from Belgium wasn't gonna win. Neither was that Irish movie. So Western Front was gonna
Well,
win
if you
because
get
of the
nominated for
amount
Best
of
Picture, you're gonna win Best
Oscar
Foreign Film, Roma style, right? It got nominated for Best Picture, end up winning Best
I
Foreign
would-
Feature.
Western Front had the second most nominations in the entire Academy, so
Sorry,
it only made
which
sense
one
it was
was
going to
number
win Best
one for
Foreign.
that list?
Everything everywhere all at once, but I'm
I
not
know
trying
you
to
are.
talk about
That's not
that.
making you talk about it. The other movie I got snubbed, which we haven't mentioned once, which is kind of sad. The Fablemans.
What?
It
Yeah,
was
it should have-
snubbed.
it should have
I
won
think
some.
if you want to really go, my deep cut winner, my deep cut for who should have won Best Actress was Michelle Williams for that movie. She was fucking awesome. I'm still pissed Steven Spielberg didn't win Best Director. Basically, I would have given that movie all the awards because that's just how good the movie is. But I mean, I loved it, and I was kind of shocked and appalled it didn't win everything. Because again, like John Williams didn't win for Best Score. Like, it was all atrocious. The Academy just screwed up heavily. as usual. You want quiet? That's it? Just yeah?
On the Western Front. Went quiet on the Western Front.
Oh my god, are you gonna ever like get off that movie?
No, because it's one of the best war movies
Tell me the
that I've
difference
ever
between that
watched.
and Dunkirk. You can't. They're the same thing.
All Quiet on the Western Front is anti-war.
And Dunkirk's pro-war.
Dunkirk is literally just a historical
Isn't that
depiction.
what All Quiet on the Western Front is?
All Quiet on the Western Front actually has an
So
underlying
Dunkirk doesn't
theme
have
and
an
hardcore
underlying
story.
theme?
I saw Dunkirk more as a historical telling, like a
Yeah, 'cause
historical
when you think
story.
Nolan, you think historical accuracy.
Besides, none of these characters in All Quiet on the Western Front were real. It was just based in World War One. Paul Baumer, pretty sure that dude wasn't real. All the others, no.
So now, speaking of Christopher
Besides,
Nolan trying to do
there's been
historically
reiterations.
accurate stuff, look at these segues, man.
Oppenheimer.
Hey, I need the
Oppenheimer's
credit for that
sick.
beautiful segue though. Look, you.
That was a 6.
I knew exactly what I was doing with
sick.
that shit. I was ready. Yeah, Oppenheimer looks actually really, really good. I'm really excited for that one. And before that, obviously, there's going to be another movie that's coming out, which your favorite movie of the year is coming out in a few weeks too.
Yeah, dude, we're all you, me, Connor, Alex, we're all gonna
We're
go
watching
watch
on
that.
Friday, right?
Saturday,
shit.
the 25th, at 6 p.m.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, that might... Oops. Ay. There might be some
What?
problems. Anyways, not to worry about right now. But yeah, so... Yeah, Oppenheimer... That comes out this year too, right? Later? The end?
Yeah, in the summer.
Speaking of movies
July
that come
21.
out... Oh, it comes out summer, not end of year. I thought it came out end of year. Okay. Speaking of movies that are going to be awesome and better than John Wick that come out this year.
Oh, nothing is gonna
What
be
do you
better
mean?
than John Wick this year.
The Little Mermaid.
No movie. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Disney in live action is like water and oil.
Is that bad?
Yes, there's literally a saying called water and oil. Water and oil do not
Why
go
not?
well together whatsoever. Well, they
See,
they're just
you don't
not
know. You don't know
matched
why.
on-
Just like how you don't know it's a
Literally
saying,
saying
but you don't know why it's
called
not. It doesn't have. See, so therefore I'm right.
When I went to Austria, everybody said water and oil.
It's good. Ariel's gonna be, or The Little Mermaid's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for that movie. It's gonna be so
Oh.
good. It's gonna be my favorite movie of the year, 100%.
John Wick. No, it's gonna be John Wick's gonna be your favorite movie of the year.
Overrated as hell.
I can't wait to watch Keanu blow heads off. And get chased in the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. Yeah, my inner French just came out.
No,
It's
yeah,
tough.
now you're gonna have French. Now it's like
My family's from there. What?
So, do you have any other thoughts on the Oscars, or do you want to do some like what we watched stuff?
Western Front should have won more. I feel like The Fablemans got snubbed 100%. Carrie Condon should have won Best Supporting Actress, and Top Gun should have won more as well. And Batman should have been nominated for score. One of the best scores of the year.
Sure. Those are all fair points. Everyone knows my views on the... Oops, that was loud. Sorry about that. Everyone knows my views on the Oscars, and so, we'll leave it there. Now, on to the next thing, which is, of course, the What We Watch segment, which we have a little transition thing, so we'll be back in a second.
Pig? You think we pig?
I don't know if that actually finished. It might not have finished. I might have cut it off before it finished. But if I didn't cut it off before it finished, then you saw the whole thing and heard the whole thing, because now we got transition game on. So what do you want to do? You want to talk about some things? Did you watch stuff? Have you watched stuff?
I haven't watched stuff.
Oh my
I've been
God.
busy with
I've watched like 700
work.
movies. So I'm just going to dominate this entire segment. It's gonna...
Do you not have like any schoolwork?
Oh, no, I have
or
schoolwork
anything?
too. But I can do both. I'm very good at multitasking, except for like that little period of time where I stopped multitasking. What movie should I talk about? Oh, you know what movie I watched before the Oscars? Women Talking.
What?
It was actually really
How
good. I
was
loved
that?
it. And shout out to the legend, all the Canadian legends on that movie, because that is a Canadian movie for all intents and purposes. And it was it was a really good movie, and it was and obviously shout out to Shayla Brown, who we obviously interviewed, who's in that movie. So, you know. And also, now it is an Oscar-winning movie. All of those things, which are true. But yeah, no, it's a really good movie, and I think everyone should watch it because it's kind of like a very simple concept, but it's just done so well that you love it. It's just really, really good. But yeah, I think everyone should watch it. Like, it should be a must-watch movie for anyone who believes that they like movies, because it is just such it's just a simple movie that's done so well. It's really good, and it was probably snubbed for more categories than it was because it wasn't nominated that much, and it was deserved to be nominated so much more. But yeah, I think that was definitely a movie which I think everyone should watch. I think you should watch it. I think you would find it interesting. I think you would
All right.
maybe like it. It's well acted too, which is always a great thing.
I saw Frances
Yeah, she is.
McDormand was in it. She's great.
She's
great.
good for at least one Oscar win for every movie she's in. But yeah, no, she was great in it. Everyone is great in it. It's such a well acted cast. It's such a well directed movie. Such a well written movie. Obviously, it's based on a book by a Canadian novel, based on a Canadian novel. And what more can you love from a movie other than that? So, yeah, that's the only thing I've actually watched since the last time I talked about movies I watched. Well, actually, no, it's not true. I watched another movie called Emergency. It was kind of meh. I don't remember what it's about anymore. It's like some movie about like a body in a college dorm, and it was like they didn't want to call the police, and they had to like transport it back to like the place it came from. It was weird. I don't know. I found it boring. But yeah,
Fair enough.
it was. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. John Wick reviews are out.
Yeah, dude, the reviews have been insane. It's premiered in London, Berlin,
Pure
Paris,
over the
now
top
Austin.
action spectacle.
All the reviews have been positive. I've not seen one bad review about it.
I mean, don't worry. Once I watch it, I will give you a bad review for it. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. I'll make sure you you get to see a bad review for this.
Oh no, I don't need to see one. My girlfriend already gave it a bad review. The third one.
Not for the fourth one though.
No. For the fourth, she's gonna go watch the fourth one, but in where she's at right now. But her and I watched the third together, and she gave me a bad review, and I'm like, that's tough. But she still wanted to watch the fourth one because I've shown her all the reviews, and she said like it's gotten her pretty excited. She watched the trailers, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna.
I don't
give
know
this a
how you
shot.
can not like John Wick though. John Wick is awesome.
Best action franchise in
John
modern
Wick is
Hollywood.
awesome. I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but John Wick is awesome. Like, I don't know how you can hate John Wick.
It's decent.
Like, my thing about bad reviews, it was literally just a joke because I love John Wick and you know that. But like, yeah, I don't know how you can not like John Wick. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey man, best action franchise in Hollywood. What you mean?
Hey, I mean, for sure. Now, what I need you to do, pull up the Ant-Man and the Wasp opening weekend predictions.
All right, let's see. The actual
predictions we made. I have the actual numbers.
All right, where are they at? I probably lost. I went a little too over because Ant-Man apparently
No, it
didn't
did
do
well
so
opening
good.
weekend. It just didn't do well the following weekend when it had like a 99% drop.
So, all right, you said in its opening weekend, when did Ant-Man
17 to
come out?
19.
The 17th and 19th. You said it would make 95 million. I said it would make 105
Holy
million.
shit, you were right. We made 106.
No way.
Yeah,
No way.
106.
Crazy. I was $1 million off.
You won. Oh my god.
I was low-key scared. I went a little too over, but
No, you
whatever.
won. You're
It's
the
all
closest
good.
without going over, which means you won. Which means you can put
Let's
one in the
go.
tally book for you. Also, do you have the box office predictions from that
Alright.
week? Perfect.
Yeah,
What
I
week-
do.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
Do you remember what week
I wrote
it
it
was?
all together. It was I wrote it on February 10th.
February 10. Yes, that's
Yeah.
the right week.
That's
is
what
right.
it says on my notes.
So, what were the? Do you want to just go through mine and then go through yours and then I'll tell you what the real one was?
Yeah. So you said Magic Mike was 1, the Titanic re-release was number 2, 80 for Brady number 3, Avatar 2 or Avatar 2, 4, and then Puss in Boots 5.
Damn. All
you get
five of
them
them
right?
were up there. It just not in the right order. What did you say?
I said Magic Mike 1, Knock at the Cabin 2, 80 for Brady 3, Puss in Boots 4, and then BTS
Okay, so
at
this
5.
is the way it worked. Magic Mike first, Avatar 2, Titanic 3, 80 for Brady 4, Puss in Boots 5. Knock at the Cabin was 6.
Yeah,
I
we
think I should
fucked
get the
up.
win for this one because I had all 5 of them right. It just they were all like a 1 or 2. Like they're just all like down. I told you, and I remember explicitly saying this. Knock at the Cabin is gonna fall off, and you didn't believe me, and I was right. I think I should take the win for this one because I think I was significantly closer to that
Alright.
one.
Cool.
So far
We'll put it
it's
in your tally
1-1
book.
as of today. Do you want to
Alright.
do some next week
1-1.
predictions?
Yeah, what
So
came
next
out?
week we'll have the Shazam.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be at the top, obviously.
And do you want to also do Shazam opening weekend predictions? Okay.
Yeah.
So last week, so I'll just tell you what the last week was, which was the 10th to the 12th. It was Scream 7 or 6. I can't read Roman numerals. 6.
Mm-hmm.
Creed 3. Scream obviously made 44 million. Creed made 27 million. 65 made 12 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania made 7 million. Cocaine Bear made 6 million, and that was the top 5. At number 6 was
A banger, dude.
and
Cocaine.
number 6 was Champions, which made 5 million.
Okay. So, what do you want to do first? Shazam
We'll do we'll
opening
just do
weekend
we'll do
predictions,
the
or
1 to 5 because I think that's gonna be easier than doing the
Bet.
Shazam ones, and then we'll do Shazam after.
Alright. Shazam opening weekend predictions.
No,
Cool.
we'll no other way. We'll do other.
You go
we'll do
first.
Box office, sorry, 1 to 5, and then we'll do
Alright,
because Shazam will take like more time. So
what
the
weekend is
weekend of the
this?
17th. I don't know what the other. Let me check the other day. 17 to 19.
March
Yeah.
17 to 19. Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Shazam at number 1. Surprise, surprise.
Shazam 2. Number 2.
I'm gonna go with I'll go with I'll go Scream.
Scream.
Creed.
Number 3. Boxing 4.
Ant-Man.
Ants 5.
It's either Cocaine Bear or Champions makes it jump up. I'm not sure. Or 65 doesn't like completely bottom out. I'm gonna go with Cocaine Bear. I don't think anyone's watching 65. Yeah, Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear?
That movie was fucking awesome.
All right, nice.
Okay, your turn.
Hold on, box office. Box office for Leo. Nice. Okay, number one. No surprise. Obviously, it's gonna be Shazam. 2, I'm gonna go with Scream. People love horror movies. 3, yeah, Creed. 4, hold on, let me open. There's nothing coming out on the 17th.
Just
except
Shazam.
for Shazam.
There's a few like
Just
small movies,
Shazam.
but nothing that's like considered to be wide releases that are significant.
Yeah. So last weekend was the 10th, right?
Last weekend was the 10th.
Creed had a 53% drop off.
But that's
not
normal. That's normal.
good. Oh no. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna say number 4.
Like
is gonna
53% drop for
be-
an opening week, like a week 1 to 2 is not that big. Now if you get this like 60s, 70s, then it's bad. But 50% is normal.
Yeah. What's
That's the
Champions?
Woody Harrelson
Oh, that
movie,
Woody
yeah.
Harrelson movie. Basketball. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say number 4 is 65. I think. Yeah, I'm stand by 65. Number 5, I'm gonna go with. Ant-Man had a bigger drop than Cocaine Bear, so I'm gonna say, Cocaine Bear. All right, got him.
That's a very, very risky one.
Oh no, I trust.
Okay.
In cocaine, we trust.
Oh, well, you know I'm
shouldn't say
clipping that, right? I'm clipping that.
Don't
It's going on the
clip
TikTok.
it.
It's going on the TikTok.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
You're that is gonna be clipped. I'm just telling you now, just so you know.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Okay, ready for Shazam opening weekend predictions?
Yeah, you go
Okay.
first.
So I'm gonna kind of go through my logic here. Okay. Shazam is gonna bomb. That's my logic. Okay.
Alright. It is. It's gonna make
The
a
first
lot
one
less than the
bombed too,
first
by the
movie.
way, just so you know. The first one's opening weekend was
Yeah.
it
How much did it
was a
make?
bomb at the time. It domestically opened with 53 million. Domestic
going
only,
for a
don't look at
domestic?
worldwide, because a worldwide opening is so weird.
Domestic
Everything's always domestic.
is Canada and America, right?
We always look at domestic when we do anything prediction.
Okay.
So the first one opened at 53. I think that one had more hype going into it than this one, because I don't think anyone needs. Like, if you ask people, do you know this
100%.
movie exists? They're gonna say no. And so
No. I haven't seen any promotion for the film
I
even.
don't know the last time I saw a TV spot for it. It's really weird. I don't know why
Yeah.
they're not promoting it. I thought you like promoting movies that you want to make money, but I guess they don't want it to make money. So, and the first one also came out in April 5th, so it was a little bit later. It competed against, just so you have some understanding, so people have an understanding. It competed against like week 2 of Dumbo. It competed against week 5 of Captain Marvel. It competed against week 7 of How to Train Your Dragon. The number 2 movie that week was Pet Sematary, which is also opening. So it was number 1 of its week, but it wasn't like by far, right? It was week 3 of Us. So it's, it was not thriving per se.
Yeah.
And so given the fact that that was the case, and given the fact that it made 53 million with all of that being said, I'm looking at this movie now, and I'm saying Shazam and the Fury of the Gods will open to 35 million dollars. That's the number we're going. $35 million. I'm saying it's going to open with basically, around half of what it opened with. The first one opened with, right? The first half of 26. So yeah, a little bit more than half of what the first one opened with.
All right, $35 million.
$35 million.
Obviously, domestically, this
Well,
movie's
it's
gonna
gonna flop
flop.
everywhere.
It's obviously
Like the
it's
first one.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's for God knows why this movie hasn't been having a massive promotional campaign.
Because they don't believe in it.
Like the first one has because they don't believe in it exactly. Like the first one I remember had a pretty big promotional campaign. This one for some reason doesn't. So
Well, and the
it's
first one
tough.
flopped too, right? So that's like the other thing is like, and you have to remember, like
First
the
one
first one
flopped.
came out and it was like relative, like it was Captain Marvel was in its week 4, whatever at that point, and so it was kind of on its own, and it still flopped.
I'm gonna be nice and give it $37 million.
37. Why?
Less than the first, but I don't know. It's kind of a dry time for films
Are you
right now
sure?
because a lot of people have seen Creed. Yeah, I mean this is a week before John Wick 4, and when John Wick 4 comes out, it's going to take over the box office, obviously. But I don't know if I'm,
Okay, so I have a question
I
for
don't
you.
know.
I have a question for you.
It's gonna flop,
Do you, if
but-
you're just a regular person, okay, and now I tell you, you can watch Creed 3, Scream 6, or Shazam 2. Be honest, which movie you're going to watch?
Probably
And then what's the
Creed,
second movie you're
but,
going to watch?
I mean, me personally, I'm not a fan
No,
of
if you're
horror
normal,
movies, so
I'm
I'd say
saying you're a normal
Shazam.
person. And you,
Shazam. I don't really
well, I
think
think
people
based
like
on the
horror.
44 million that Scream opened with, I think Scream is the answer because I do think
Yeah.
people are gonna be inclined. Like I think that movie's had so much more promotion done for it. I think they've tried to hype that movie up so much, right? You have one of the breakout stars of last year in the like as one of the leads or part is in the movie, right? Like, I think you are gonna get a. I think Shazam. I would not be wholly surprised if Shazam is barely number one. It'll be number one, but I don't think it'll be by a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
it's gonna struggle to stay
Scream
number
opened with
one,
44
probably.
million. I would not be surprised if Shazam opens with less than that. Well, I expect it to. We both expect it to open with
Yeah.
less than Scream, which is kind of crazy. If you told me a Scream movie is going to open with more money than Shazam,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously Creed opened with significantly more than Shazam because it opened with 58 million. So like that's kind of
Yeah.
crazy that we live in a world where like we expect Creed 3 and Scream 6 to open with more money than Shazam. That's a wild world.
Yes. Ghostface is coming to kill you.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I think that's everything for this week, right? We got wrapped up in a
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
hour. That's pretty good.
Good timing.
So-
Sick timing.
Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to
Muchas
Don't forget
gracias.
to like, subscribe, comment. If you're listening to some podcast feeds, then you should subscribe to it on to the podcast on the podcast feed, and then check us out on YouTube at comic, and on social media at Comic Boys _. And you can follow me on social media at CollegeJamal03. Now, because I haven't had time to update the graphic, your social media is not on the screen, so you can kind of just tell them if you want them to follow you, and if you don't want them to follow you, then don't tell them where to find you.
My IG is Bourbon Street 2234.
There you go. So you can follow him there, and I'm the same thing everywhere. So just and then you can follow us on at Comic Boys _ on all the social medias. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on the podcast feed. Leave comments about things. I don't know what you can leave. Just comment something, and then like the
Anything you
video.
want.
Exactly.
Free country.
And
Not necessarily, but yeah.
yeah, and
With,
well, what do you mean
Yeah.
not necessarily?
well, with what you can say online in Canada, not necessarily
Yeah, close
free,
enough.
but you know.
But yeah, like, comment stuff. Just insult Alon for being like wrong about every opinion he has.
Yeah. I got thick skin. Insult me. I've taken a lot of
well,
insults in my life.
we hear your opinions, so can't be that surprised about that. Just saying.
Oh, hey, yo, we hear your opinions about football
Wait,
and
all my opinions are right.
basketball.
I've never had a wrong opinion before, so I don't know
No,
what
no,
you're
no.
talking about.
No, they're not. Bro, that Brady is number 4 on the GOAT quarterback list.
I stand by that.
Crazy.
And
You're
with that being
crazy.
said, thank you all for watching, and see you all next time. Peace.